Hi guys, this is Andre with the Adams Group Experience, and I am here with the one and only James Adams, and today we are going to put him on the hot seat with 10 real estate related questions to see if he's willing to answer these on camera and on the record. James, if you don't feel comfortable answering this, you can plead the fifth, but you're going to owe me 20 push-ups at the end for every answer you say you plead the fifth. Are you in?
I'm in.
All right, so here we go. 10 questions. Number one, what is the one thing the agent on the other side of a deal can do to annoy you?
Cool. This one. So the number one thing that I've seen that can annoy me to death is thinking about an agent who is making the wrong moves. They're calling the wrong shots. And instead of having the humility and vulnerability to say, hey, I don't know what to do here, they make it up on the fly. And then all of a sudden they're putting themselves in a bad situation or their client in a bad situation and trying to put my client in a bad situation. So yeah, just guys, it's okay. I don't know what I'm doing every single day and I might have to ask somebody for help. Ask for help.
Now, do you think that's mostly newer agents or are these the seasoned ones too?
Oh, all over the board. Oh yeah. 20-year seasoned vets that don't know the right forms to use. Sometimes the way they're going about handling negotiations is a little incorrect. Don't understand what agency they might have for their client, and it's brand new agents and it's seasoned agents. I think that it happens more with brand new agents because they don't want to, when they start, they don't want to have this feeling like they're new, right? Like they don't want you to know that they're new. Guys, if you're starting here, I started out like I was new. You can ask some of the local agents around here. I mean, they all knew me when I started because I reached out to every single one of them and I picked their brain. Gotcha.
Awesome. Question number two, what part of the real estate transaction process makes you the most nervous or anxious?
Lending, hands down.
What is it about lending?
So it's like if you're using a random lender that I don't know, what I've found is it's kind of like, Cracker Jack box.
Okay.
Like you don't know what toy you're going to get there at the end. I would just highly encourage anybody who's watching this, regardless who your agent is, take their advice about lending, that they know the best local partners to use or the best people that they know get you to the closing table. Because ultimately, if you don't get to the closing table, you're going to lose a good amount of money just in the process, because usually you find it out very deep in the process and everybody's lost time, including yourself.
Gotcha, yes. And having a good lender, a good partner makes a whole lot of difference, at least for me as well. All right, next one. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how would you rate yourself as an agent?
Thinking about pleading the fifth on this one. I feel like this is a trap. I believe that I can always get better. I'd give myself a 9.
A 9? Okay, cool. What's the difference between a 9 and a 10 for you?
I believe there's always a better way.
There's always a better way.
So I haven't figured out what that way is yet, but I believe there's always a better way and I'm always looking for it.
Awesome. I'm glad you answered that though. All right, let's go next one. What percentage of agents in the field do you think do a good job?
Oh, another plead the fifth.
Let's see.
If I'm being just completely honest, I think that there's maybe 20%. I would put in the good job category, 20% of agents.
20% of agents do a good job.
Yep.
Okay. What is the difference between a good agent and a bad agent?
A good agent believes in GTS is where I'll start. And GTS isn't just for Google, but it does mean Google that shit. It means that they'll go and figure it out, right? I think that a good agent has the inclination to, and also the vulnerability with themselves to say, hey, I don't know this, and let me go figure it out. That is literally just that one mechanism of you saying, I'm okay not knowing things, and I'm gonna go figure them out, is how you evolve to be a great agent.
Gotcha. So why do you think agents fail in this industry? I think the fail rate is about what, 85%?
Yeah, in the first 5 years, 85%. Discipline, work ethic, those are the internal mechanisms. I also think that sometimes they don't have the right blueprint, right? That they don't know what to do. And if they're not told what to do, or they're told what to do and they don't believe in it, they're not going to do those things. So that's the two things I think leadership has a little bit to do with. Now, the things internally on that agent I think are really important are discipline and also consistency, which I think those two kind of play in with each other.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So we're up to number 7. So far, so good. Now, changing gears a little bit. Should there be more requirements for people to get a real estate license?
I believe 100% for sure. I mean, the barrier is so light.
So what, if you can think about, what would you change?
I think that somebody, I think this could be an evolving program, But I think that if somebody wants to get into real estate, why couldn't they sit with me, who's been a part of over 300 transactions in the last 5 years, and work with me for 3 or 4 months as an assistant, an apprentice, like it would be in a lot of other businesses, to actually learn what the industry is. When you go through real estate school, at least here in the state of Florida, you leave knowing a bunch of laws that don't come up, if I'm being honest, and there's not very much content inside of there that's going to help you build a business and serve clients in a meaningful way. And it's scary because they come out of school, they go right to whichever, some brokerages are great, but some of them have no training whatsoever. And then their uncle calls them to sell a $600,000 house and they have no clue what to do and they're just guessing.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
That is, yeah, the $600,000 transaction thing is a bit scary when it comes down to not knowing what to do. And the nuances of all the different steps that it takes, every little step that happens in the sale. And I don't think people appreciate that much, even when they're buying or selling, about the nuanced little steps that have to occur correctly every single time in order for it to get to the end. Okay, now let's see if you answer this one. What would it take for you to fire a client?
I just don't want to do push-ups. So my barrier for firing a client is probably a little bit thinner than most. I value time, and I also value enjoyment in doing this, right? So I don't have a need to help somebody who wants to be rude. If somebody starts out rude because we haven't built a relationship, I'll usually break that pattern and see if I can fix it, and usually I can. Because once the people I work with, I want them to understand that we're on the same team, we're working for the same mission and the same goals. Now, if they don't believe that and they're becoming rude, I have no need to work with them. And I'll just let them know, hey, look, man, there's a lot of agents out here that will open doors and do whatever you tell them. I think you should just go find one of those.
I'm looking forward to the day where I can have that conversation one day and be like, yeah, we're good. Yeah. All right. Number 9, 2 more to go. You ready?
Yep.
What is more likely to make a listing sell? Good marketing or a good agent?
Both. Is that one of the options?
Nope. Which one has more impact?
Oh, boy. I don't know if I can hot seat that one. They're hard to differentiate because, I mean.
Can I rephrase it? Maybe this will be better.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you a listing, right? I'll give you a listing, but I'll give you poor marketing. Could you still sell that home?
I could.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'll take away all of the main tools, but I'll give you good marketing. Could you still do the same?
I could.
You could?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to call this a draw?
We're going to call this one a draw. Yeah, I don't know if you can distinguish them because you can still, if we're trying to get premium pricing and you have the marketing, but you show up like shit as an agent, you still have a good chance of having a buyer reach out to you because they're interested in the home and their agent might bring the deal to fruition. Because I've seen that myself being on the buy side. Now, if you flip it over and you go to great agent, terrible marketing, honestly, you might be in a little disadvantage in that route, right? Because if you're not getting enough exposure, you're not going to have enough conversations, but your agent can offset by doing things like running open houses, circle prospecting around the neighbors, knocking on the doors in that area. Maybe they have a huge database like we do, and they can actually reverse prospect for your house to see if they have 40 or 50 people in the database that actually fit. So that's a tough one, man. Like, I don't know what the right answer is there. I think there's benefits to both, and probably look for an agent that has great marketing and is a great agent.
I think the right answer is 20 push-ups because you didn't answer the question. I think that's the right answer.
Fair enough.
All right, last one. All right. Interest rates, hot topic this year. What is your prediction on where you see interest rates going?
I'm going to plead the 5th because I don't know if I want to answer that on video.
All right, guys, here you have it. We put James Adams here on the hot seat, 10 questions just to answer, have a little fun with him. We hope you enjoyed this. Really, it's about just being able to say what we think and be able to engage with you guys on conversations that make sense in the real estate world. And we hope you enjoyed this. James, did you have fun on the hot seat?
No, we don't need to do this again. This is a segment we can avoid.
All right. Well, in that case, we will put this on the rotation for maybe quarterly. We'll put somebody else here. Maybe I'll do the hot seat next time.
Yeah, we can flip it. I mean, I'll do it again, I guess. But I'm glad they could get a lot spicier in this. I could think.
I definitely toned it down a bit. For the sake of this is our first time doing it, and I did not want James to hate me. So in that case, if we can go a little spicier, you let us know in the comments if I should have ramped it up on James a little bit harder, and then we'll see on the next time what we do to him. All right? See you guys next time. Have a great day.